can you please elaborate on it? She said that okay, I will come back. Let me see what is this reaction is. And he came back to me after 2 days by saying, sir, this reaction is wrong test. Because the left hand side is not equal to the right hand side. There is no energy balance. Therefore, this reaction cannot be the correct reaction. So now I was very firm. But I was thinking that he is actually joking, he is not at all serious about this. So I said, okay, fine. I have written notes to that scientist by saying, this is what is our observation. So then he wrote it back immediately. He said, you are right, that lady is right. Actually, this is the forward moving reaction. So there is not going to be any energy balance. It is definitely going to be imbalance. So whatever she is saying is correct. Can we please still work on it? I remember we were having one engineer from Bajaj, got retired in Bajaj, Professor Jana. So I called Professor Jana, I said, this is what is the reaction, can we conduct some experiment on this reaction? And that is how it started. I mean, it started with, in a very different note, with lot of confusion, doubt, and lot of things which we were not believing at all. And slowly, after passing 1 month, 2 months time, 3 months time, then we started getting result out of that small scale unit, a laboratory scale unit. We started getting results. And then we keep on conveying that scientist that this is outcome, this is outcome, this is outcome. And he was responding very promptly to all those. He started guiding, he started mentoring. He found it, in fact, one more thing I forgot to mention. When he gave me that kind of reaction, I said, when he was talking about so much big over that reaction, I told that, sir, why you are giving this to MIT? You have IITs, a lot of good institutions. In fact, we are sitting in ICT, Institute of Chemical Technology. They would certainly help you. He said, I have no interest to work with these institutions. Are you interested? Forget about IITs and all the institutions. If you are interested, please carry on. I said, okay, we'll do that. Now, after 2 months' time, then we started getting result. He said, now we want a pilot scale unit, which can be a real demonstration unit. So you send me the costing. We want this should be installed in the MIT itself, and the team which is working on that project, they should carry forward the project. We have done the costing without having any idea how the costing, not a easy of costing. So we have taken certain rates here and there, and we sent the quotation that this is what is the cost. And we said around, I would say, 25 to 30 lakh rupees cost. We have taken the help of one of our alumni sitting here only, Mr. Pradeep Deshmukh, who was our first batch student from MIT. Now he has his fabrication unit here in Chikalthana. We have taken his help in doing all the costing and other things. And to my surprise, he said, we can give you this money. You can start this project. I think Mr. Dev is also there, who supplied at that time HCl gas. We were looking for 99.9% pure HCl gas. And that is how it started, with a very humble background, with the resources available, with the same staff member, and actually making that story short. When we completed the entire pilot, till then they have spent $730,000. It took almost 1.5 years, 2 years time. And in that 2 years time, they spent that much of money. And when we got the results out of that pilot plant, they said, now we want a commercial unit. And commercial unit, you have to build in Aurangabad. That is around 150 million gallon capacity. And we want it to be aggregated under your observation, and then you have to ship that unit to US. And we said that we are a academic institution, we can't indulge into commercial activity. He said you have to find out the way out. And that is how a nurturer company born. So that is the first spun out company out of any academic institution. In fact, out of MIT, so not any academic, out of MIT. That is how the nurturer put together. And then we fabricated that entire unit here, and then slowly we have put team. Mr. Sanjay Deshmukh is sitting here, and he joined the institution. He left his all the business in Bangalore, and he joined here, and that is how slowly we built that team. And that is, we have completed 3 years of Nurture Earth, and that Nurture Earth is a positive cash flow company. And after this project, we have got so many other projects, and most of the clients are from US and UK, and we have worked on so many good projects with the same team. A lot of faculty members who really help me in driving those things. And there is a very interesting project we are doing of making omega 3. The essential oil, our body doesn't make omega 3. Even if there is any deficiency, we have to take from the outside, from the external list. So basically, 80 to 90% of source of omega 3 is fish oil. And the fish produces omega 3 because fish eats LNG. And now in this project, what we are doing, we are bypassing the fish, and we are getting that oil directly from the fish. Directly from the algae. So that project is going on. A lot of investment there also. That company for which we are working from Iowa in this, they are putting a lot of money in creating the pilot plant here. It's almost finished. So I need to say that a lot of potential is there in academic institutions, and it's the only question that you have to open up yourself. There are a lot of strength, a lot of good faculty members, a lot of good students, and there's no dearth of anything, I would say. Just a good initiative can really produce better results. And this Nurture Earth is helping a lot of students. The students are involved, faculty members are involved, and it has becoming a change agent. Now, a lot of faculty started thinking that if this is possible, it is also possible in their area. A lot of good work has started. Faculty is learning and going out, and a lot of good things are automatically changing. So thank you very much.
Question answers. Only questions, and those who wish to ask questions can come to the front. We have mic here, and wish to definitely satisfy with the favorable answer.
Industry assesses their performance every year based on market share. How does an educational institute assess the performance every year and compare to other institutions?
See, actually, it's a different, even though if it is industry, it's a very different kind of industry. Because, therefore, I have not mentioned anywhere what is the turnover. I have not mentioned that we are running this much number, this many courses. I have not mentioned that this much number of students are studying in different campuses. I have not mentioned this many number of institutions are there under MIT group. Actually, I would say it is basically how you perceive education institution. If you can say the performance of any education institution depending on are you really meeting the aspiration of the stakeholders, whether it is students or the industry or any other stakeholders, the community, the parents. Are you really meeting those aspirations? Because I am of the opinion that this is the industry which doesn't work on demand and supply. This is the industry which works for aspirations. What it is required after 10 years to work today. You can't wait when there is demand and then you are going to start something. And you can't afford to stop because there is no demand. So it is not demand side driven industry. So it is totally driven by the aspirations.
Good students are going to Pune and Bombay.
Good students are coming to Pune and Bombay. What is attracting them there which is not here? I mean, how do we compare?
I would say they are rating Pune institution better than you.
On what
State-wise answers. They are finding that there is something unique and good which they are going to get in Pune. Therefore, you have to work hard and you have to see that how you can retain your youth back. Yes, absolutely. It means there are certainly a very big scope of improvement which you have to really see, and what are those areas that you really you have to work today to stop that migration from your places to Pune. I would not say that because of the city attachment schools are good. It is not city. There are a lot of other things. They are finding the good education there. Probably they will see the University of Pune is good, but still I am saying even after having all those factors, still you can retain your youth back if you can provide a good quality education.
Another question. Recently, the governor said in India, there is not a single university which comes under top 200 universities in the world. The quality of education in India overall is something to be thought of. How do we go about it?
Research and development, barring few institutions, there is no actually even the basic level of research and development is available. And when we are talking about any academic institution, it is not only the classroom teaching. There are so many things along with that which one has to do with it. Academic institution producing good student environment youth out of academic institution is the one vertical of any academic institution. There are so many other verticals. I think all those verticals are missing, and that is the reason that you will not find our education institutions are rated in that top in the rank of the top world top universities. You will not find it. There are a lot of areas which are still absent, completely absent.
Comment of the Chief Minister was.
The comment of the Chief Minister was,
Excuse me, can we have some other persons? Like
Yes,
want to be a dialogue. We have any other persons also.
no problem.
Private education. What is your comment on the parallel education system of coaching classes after having so many institutions and millions of rupees are invested in this? Why we are not able to
Sorry, I
retain
did not get it. What is the question? Sound is
coaching classes? They are practically running a parallel education system. Even after millions of rupees are invested, and institutions like MIT and so many institutions in Maharashtra, as the main education hub, still everything is run on the coaching classes.
See, actually, this is a reflection of the government policies, the system, and we should not blame. This all outcome is because of the system. This is system-generated things. Whether you are seeing, coaching classes. Now, coaching classes you might have seen students nowadays. They are not going for 11 to 11 the junior college. They spend their time in coaching classes, and each coaching classes has some average in some schools. So, because the system is like that, if you score this much of numbers, then only you get entry to the IITs. If you score this much of this system generated things.
Mr. I have a specific question to you. Your rare share started with not rare but share. I have a specific question. You have started your sharing with graduation onwards. Can we know what was your upbringing which has resulted into this very good idea, or is that really rare which is not to be shared?
As I said, in the early of my presentation, I was never an ambitious person. And I started thinking very late about the career, that I have to do something. And if you could see my family background, you do not have my mother, the retired teacher, my father was the principal. Yes, he was having some business at some point of time, but the entire family, see that nobody is in the business. I don't know from where I got this, this thought came into my mind that I am not going to work for anyone. I am not going to be employed somewhere. And because of that, I think that was one of the big determination was there, that I have to work for myself. I am not going to work for anybody. And you can say that was a great inspiration which I was having without having any reason.
Some different approach than the regular institution. So, is there any way to change the education system so that it will be more practically oriented than the theoretical? As per the formula, that is 20% classroom and 80% for practical. But it is not happening actually in regular engineering colleges. That's why industries are not preferring the fresh candidate. They need a experience of 2-3 years. But if students would not get the experience, how will have their career in future? That's why, is there any comment that change in the education system, starting from the university engineering colleges?
The educational system in our country is over-regulated. Everything is prescribed and all institutions are following those prescriptions. I would say it's a prescription today. Now, for an example, All India Council for Technical Education. To open any education institution, they have the norms only for the physical infrastructure and the number of academic classes. Are you getting one? They are not giving